We begin tonight's high school football portion of the show with Moeller crossing state lines to pick up a game in Louisville against St. X. Crusaders still unbeaten this season in their chase for a third straight Division I state championship. Start this one out in the third quarter. Moeller on the move. McFray will back to pass. Fires deep for Chase Pankey. Comes up with a big game, but he also comes up with what looks to be a hamstring injury. That led to a Matthew Coughlin field goal. Moeller up 9-0. St. X looking for some momentum, but the fumble recovered by Ryan Smith. That too would lead to a field goal. 12-0 Moeller. More from Moeller here. The carry for Sterling knows. He knows the way to the end zone. Takes a huge hit at the end, but gets there. 27 yards and a score. Moeller shuts out St. X of Louisville 26-0 to remain unbeaten. 2-1 Wyoming, 3-0 Madeira. Cowboys scored early and often in this one, and they went to the bag of tricks off the flea flicker. Andrew Marty showing off the big arm. Hits Duke Brunke in stride. Cowboys jump on top. Cowboys did it on the ground as well tonight. Justin Shields running free into the Madeira secondary. So much for the Mustangs' perfect season. Wyoming crushes Madeira 54-8 to open league play in the Cincinnati Hills. 1-2 Laughlin, 3-0 Cincinnati Country Day. Looks like Penn State and Michigan out there. Cameron Alt takes it across for CCD. They had their way with Laughlin tonight. Even as Laughlin appears to have a completion for first down yardage, CCD's Nick Sam stays with it and picks it off. Laughlin's drive stalls there as a result. CCD even got a big night from the kicker. 45 yards, plenty of room to spare for Sean O'Brien on that one. 34-6 final. CCD runs its record to a perfect 4-0. We continue on the final on this Friday night with league games from the Eastern Cincinnati Conference. Sanderson and Walnut Hills opening play against one another in a battle of winless teams. Something had to give tonight. Both 0-3 coming in. Anderson trailed 7-0 when Dylan Smith hits Connor Wielden, and Connor breaks away and takes this one for 6. Anderson's offense came to life tonight. Patrick Johnson takes this handoff. A huge crease in the line, and there goes Johnson with another Anderson touchdown. Anderson rolls to its first win of the season, 35-17, the final over Walnut Hills, which is still winning. Baden at 3-1, visiting 2-1 Roger Bacon. Baden hasn't scored less than 40 points in those 3 wins. Here's a big reason why. Philip Dozier takes the kick return from the 1. How about that piece of running and some speed from Dozier? 99 yards on the kick return, and a little flag at the end for that unnecessary tackle deep in the end zone. Game settled down from there. Baden had to hold on for a 21-14 win over Roger Bacon tonight. Holy Cross has given up 58 and 64 points the last 2 weeks. They got 3-0 Scott. This was a mismatch on homecoming night. 4th and 11, Scott hands to DeAndre Pleasant. How about that shifty running through traffic for the Scott touchdown? Following an interception, similar looking formation, another high snap for Scott, doesn't matter. They're in anyway and running away from Holy Cross at this point. Eagles now hand it to Roberto London. This kid can run too. Finds a lane to the outside, turns it upfield for 6 more for Scott. 48-14, Scott moves to 4-0 with a big win over Holy Cross tonight. Connor has allowed 49, 53, and 50 points in 3 losses. They got 3-1 Campbell County tonight. Campbell hands to Josh Carroll. Look at him put his head down and go. Campbell's on top early. Thanks to the touchdown there. Campbell looking to add more. Carson Plessinger out of options here. Tucks it, tries to run, and then spots an open receiver. Problem is the open guy was Connor's Elijah Boyd. He comes up with the interception for Connor. Campbell County would roll despite the pick. Reds began their final road series of the season in St. Louis tonight against the first-place Cardinals. Cards closing in on a division title, while the Reds are closing in on a vacation. They sent David Holmberg to the bump tonight, 6 days after he won his first career big league game. And Holmberg pitched pretty well outside of allowing back-to-back home runs in the first inning. Trouble is, when you do that, and you're the Reds, and you can't score runs, back-to-back solo home runs are usually more than enough. That was the case last night. 2-1 the final as the Cards double up the Reds. This is the final road series for the Reds this season. It opens with a loss. Same 2 play on Saturday at 7:15. UC Bearcats hoping a rough week ends with a second straight win to begin the season. Tommy Tuberville had to address the arrest and subsequent suspension of 1 player this week, while 3 more were cited for assorted misdemeanors. Dampened everyone's spirit after a Week 1 win, which saw the new quarterback looking like an All-American. Tomorrow at Paul Brown Stadium, they'll battle for the bell against Miami, which hosted last year's game and made it a close call before UC got out of Oxford with a 14-0 win. Miami hasn't not won a game in nearly 2 full years And with Ohio State up next for UC, Coach T is hoping his guys don't get caught in that proverbial trap game tomorrow.
We looked like we were looking ahead last year, but we struggle to make first downs. We struggle to score points. They got a lot to do with that. Again, there's a lot of pride over at Miami of Ohio, and again, they've got a new coaching staff, and they're fired up about playing this game. So we talk to our players all the time about just don't worry about who you're playing. You better worry about how much better you've got to get each week.